Hey guys, Mike Zagari here, and are you tired of wasting money on ad spend on Amazon? What if I told you there was a way to be more efficient with your ad spend by matching up your ad campaign strategy with where the customers are at when they're shopping on Amazon? In today's video, we're going to talk about the customer buying cycle, specifically the discovery phase of the buying cycle. This way we can get our ads in front of more relevant shoppers. In later videos, we're going to talk about other phases in the buying cycle, including the consideration phase and the purchase decision phase. This way we can make really great campaigns that are specifically meant to target those shoppers with where they're at as they're shopping on Amazon. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the little notification bell below so you can get notifications as to when we upload the latest video. All right, guys, so take a look at the customer buying cycle. So the first phase is the discovery phase, also known as the needs awareness phase. Now, this could be anytime someone's shopping for a product, they see one of your advertisements and it reminds them of a problem that they have and how your product can help overcome that problem. Next, we have the information stage and the evaluation of alternative stage. So we also call this the consideration phase. This is when shoppers are already aware of the problem that they have and they're searching for solutions to their problem and they're looking at all of the different alternatives. And we want to make specific ads for shoppers who are in that stage. Next, we have the purchase decision phase. Now, personally, as a shopper on Amazon, I go straight to the purchase decision phase. I'm typically aware of what I want to buy at Amazon. So I'll go on there, I'll look for something right away, and I'm ready to make the purchase. Now, a lot of shoppers are in that purchase decision phase, and you want to find the search terms and the keywords and the ASINs that really convert well for your product and make sure that you show up for those shoppers who are in the purchase decision phase. And then finally, this is where we all want to be. We want to be in the post-purchase phase. This means that people already know, like, and trust you. They've already purchased from you, and now they're coming back to purchase from you again. So here's an example of a discovery phase ad. I typed in beard trimmer, and as you can see, all of the beard trimmers are in the sponsored product sections right down over here. But right up here, there's a sponsored brand ad for a men's grooming groin hair trimmer, which absolutely sounds gross, I know. But the point is, I typed in beard trimmer, and now they are showing me that, hey, there's this new product that you might be interested in. I don't know if you have this problem that you want to have solved, but here it is, and now you're aware of it. So this is a really great example of the discovery phase. And as you can see further down in the search results, there's other examples of this. Once again, I typed in beard trimmer, and you can see now we have the pluck nose hair and ear hair remover. So not only do I now have this exposure to beard trimmers, groin trimmers, now I also have exposure to nose hair and ear hair trimmers, which, by the way, I didn't know that existed either, these different types of products. And then if you go on the product detail page, you can see once again the nose hair and ear hair remover is there once again, and it is being used in that discovery phase of the buying cycle because I'm actually shopping for a beard trimmer and I see the nose hair remover trimmer. So once again, here's an example of the sponsored display ad that's being used for the discovery phase. You can see that the professional pedicure foot file colossal stainless steel product is being shown on the beard trimmer page. Now, this is an example of a poor advertisement that's being used in the discovery phase of the buying cycle because it's not too relevant. We want to make sure that we use these ads wisely and we don't waste money by going after irrelevant audiences. And in this example, it's a pedicure foot file connecting with a trimmer, which I don't think is a really good fit. But once again, you can use this space in the discovery phase of the customer buying cycle, and I'll show you how to do that. So what can we expect in the discovery phase of the buying cycle? So with regards to the ACOS, definitely expect a higher ACOS because we're going after relevant audiences, but we also are casting a wider net. And the reason why we can accept the higher ACOS in this phase of the buying cycle is because we're testing those audiences, we're testing those ASINs, we're testing those categories, and we're going to harvest those ASINs and categories in our search term report and use them in later campaigns. So it's okay to have a higher ACOS for these campaigns just for the sake of testing and finding relevant audiences. Next, we have conversion percentage. With this, obviously you're going to have a lower conversion percentage because we're going and we're testing new audiences and not all of them are going to convert. But the point is we want to make sure that we are doing that testing. The same with click-through rate percentage. Some people might be interested in our ad and some people might not. But once again, we're testing to see what works and what doesn't work. With regards to average cost per click, in this phase of the buying cycle, the discovery phase, it's important to avoid high cost per click keywords. For example, if you're going after toys, and if you're selling toys, that keyword could be really, really expensive and quickly drain your budget. If you're selling cat products and you go after cat litter, well, there's lots of other sellers going after cat litter. So that example is going to be a really high cost per click and drain your budget right away. In this phase, really it's important to go after more longer tail discovery-based keywords where you're trying to figure out what works without breaking the bank. Next, in terms of impressions and reach, in this phase, you absolutely want to maximize your impressions and reach, and also you want to track your cost per 1,000 impressions. Now keep in mind, guys, in order to get the maximum number of impressions, rest of search, product detail pages, and also even using retargeting ads are going to give you the most amount of impressions and reach. And finally, you want to track your new to brand orders. It's always important to track that because we want to see how much our advertising ad spend is bringing in brand new shoppers into our ecosystem. So hopefully those shoppers will purchase from us again in the future. The most important thing with the discovery phase is to set a budget. If you don't have a budget set for this phase, all of your ad spend can be eaten away in this phase, and that leaves later ad spend for other phases of the buying cycle. The consideration phase and the decision phase, we want to make sure we have enough ad spend left over to make sure we go after the shoppers that are ready to purchase our product. So I would say about 20% of our budget would be spent towards the discovery phase of the buying cycle to make sure that we're getting out in front of new shoppers and getting new people into our system. So let's go over the different types of ads. First, we have sponsored product ads, and there's a few ways to set them up that match the discovery phase of the buying cycle. And here we have top of search placement. Now, many sellers ask me, should I go after top of search placement in this phase? And the answer is yes and no. If it's going to be really expensive to go after this placement in the discovery phase, then it may not be worth going after really expensive keywords. But in this example, you may want to go after long tail keywords that are less expensive and still get that top of search exposure in the discovery phase. Next, we have rest of search, and absolutely yes, we want to go after rest of search placement. This is going to help us get that impression share, get those reach, get those eyeballs, and they're typically a lot less expensive than top of search. And here's an example of rest of search. As you can see, I typed in grill brush cleaner, and what showed up is this grill cleaning robot that I did not know existed. So now I'm discovering this new product, and I can see that this product solves a big problem. All I have to do is put it on the grill, press a button, and it's done. So this is a great use of the discovery phase of the buying cycle, and it's showing up on rest of search on Amazon. So how about product detail pages? Absolutely yes. This is where you're going to get your most amount of impression share. People are going to be looking at these product detail pages and they could potentially see your product, and you can get really cheap impression share and really cheap reach using this strategy. So yes, definitely after that as well. And here's an example of the grill brush set. This is a wire brush alternative nylon drill brush set over here on the right hand side. And as you can see, this is a new type of grill brush that I did not know existed. And I discovered this while shopping on Amazon on the product detail page. All right, so what type of campaigns can you set up? Absolutely set up the automatic loose match campaign. So by definition, loose match connects you with keywords and search terms that are loosely related to the product that you are selling. So to me, that is totally the discovery phase because we're going after relevant audiences, but they're also giving us some leeway with regards to how loose that relevance is with the actual keyword. So definitely use the loose match in this phase of the buying cycle. How about compliments? Absolutely use compliments because we're going after relevant target audiences, but we're going after complementary products. So we're basically showcasing our products to complementary products, and this way we could potentially get up in front of more audiences with this strategy. So here's an example of what that looks like inside of Seller Central. All you have to do is set up an automatic targeting campaign and toggle on loose match and compliments. Okay, how about manual campaigns? Absolutely yes, setting up manual campaigns is essential in the discovery phase. However, you want to start with a lower bid and make sure you don't break the bank with too high of a bid too early on. And definitely use broad match and phrase match because that's going to allow us to get up in front of more shoppers as compared to exact match type. All right, guys, so what about product targeting campaigns? If you're not setting up product targeting campaigns, I really think you're missing out, especially in the discovery phase of the buying cycle, mainly because we can set up what's called category targeting campaigns, and we can target different categories that are either closely related to what we are selling or somewhat loosely related to the general audience. By testing out these categories, we can start to know more about our our audience by digging into the search report after we get some sales. So I highly recommend setting up these campaigns in the discovery phase. The trick is not to set up any refinements because we don't want to tell Amazon which type of ASINs to go after within those categories. We just want to tell Amazon, hey, we want to go after these relevant categories so that shoppers can help discover our product and know what we have to sell. Definitely want to target your parent category, and you also want to target some complementary categories as well. Here's an example of this. As you can see, we're going after those grill brushes, and look at all of these different categories that we can target. We have outdoor cooking, and accessories, we have grill cleaning and maintenance tools. All of these different categories can be targeted individually so we can see which ones really connect with the product that we are selling. Okay, so sticking with the discovery phase of the buying cycle, let's move on to sponsored brand ads. Here we have a campaign that we call the Massive Brand Exposure Campaign. And here's an example. I typed in car accessories, and you can see this really great ad shows up at the very top. This is a top of search sponsored brand ad, and it's from Chemical Guys, and it says quality car care kits. Now, this ad is really great because I'm searching for something like car accessories. In that search term, in and of itself, I'm not really searching for something specific. I'm searching for a broad general category, and this ad is shown by the Chemical Guys, and there's all of these different options. When I click on this ad, I am now exposed to their entire storefront. You can see they have bestsellers, they have kits, they have car wash, microfiber, foam cannons, torque, all of these different options. And now I'm exposed to everything that they have to sell, and I'm now aware of their entire storefront. So this is massive brand awareness and a really great way to set up sponsored brand ads. Here's another great thing that you can do. Sponsored brand ads now show up on rest of search as well. As you can see towards the bottom of the page, we have another example from the Chemical Guys. And now you can see they also show up on product detail pages as well. And also just take a note, guys, you can do better than this. Take a look at these headlines, bake with those today. And because ovens should smell like food, this is a terrible use of the actual headlines with sponsored brand ads. And I'm telling you, there's so much junk up there. You can totally do better than this. The point is you want to use these ads to get massive brand exposure in the discovery phase of the buying cycle. So how do we set this up? You want to use top of search and rest of search placement plus product detail page placement like we just went over. We want to use discovery based keywords. You could use the same ones from kinwords.com, and of course you want to use broad and phrase match. You also want to do the product targeting just like we did with sponsored product ads. No refinement. You can go after the main and complementary categories. All right, so let's dive into sponsored display ads, and this is my absolute favorite. For many of you, this is still in beta, but lots of you probably have access to this already. For this discovery phase, we're going to go after product targeting. Now, product targeting gives you really great ad placement, and let me show you what that's all about. You get this really great spot right below the buy box, which is awesome because people will see this ad. Also, check out this ad for sponsored display right below the bullet points. As you can see, the 1-2 combination looks really good. Here's an example highlighted in yellow. You can see right below the bullet points and right below the buy box are two amazing sponsored display ads. Now, this is product targeting sponsored display ads. Also, take a look at this location here. Now, this is once again is on the product detail page, and it takes up the entire page. It's a massive ad. So I highly suggest going after these types of ads. Take a look at how big this looks when you actually blow it up. This is what it looks like when you're scrolling on Amazon on desktop. You can also get these other display ads that show up on the search result page. These are not as good, but the point is these types of ads will help us get that exposure, help us get that reach and visibility that we're looking for in the discovery phase of the buying cycle. Here's another example of where it could show up. So setting up these campaigns are really simple and straightforward. All you have to do is go to sponsored display ads, click on product targeting, and do your category targeting just like we did with the sponsored product ads and the sponsored brand ads. It's the same basic principle. We want to go after relevant audiences, but we want to make sure that we're testing these different audiences to see which ones are working well and which ones are not in this discovery phase. Guys, so I hope that you learned a lot about the discovery phase of the buying cycle. In the next video, we're going to talk about the consideration phase of the buying cycle and go over different strategies that you can put together to make sure that you are getting in front of shoppers who are considering your product versus your competition. So we're going to get into the mindset of shoppers. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification button. Also, leave a comment below of your favorite Amazon ad strategy that's working right now. I would love to know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day.